Alright, it's Henry again, and this is my finished build video for the 172 scale Nero resin kit by G-System. And this is my second ever G-System kit, and first one I did was back in 2011, so that was 6 years ago. But this one went a whole lot smoother. I've had quite a bit of modeling experience in the past 6 years, so definitely a much nicer result than my first G-System kit. And I love the Nero. I love Gundam Sentinel. It's one of my favorite GM type designs, and that's why I wanted to get this kit, because it's there aren't very many Nero kits out there. In fact, all of them are resin kits, and this is the biggest and best Nero kit that you can buy. So that was the reason I wanted to add this guy to my collection. It's a very, very nice kit. For the most part, it's relatively accurate to the original line art. G-System did change up a few things. Like the arms, they changed up the design of the arms a bit. And they changed up the design of the legs a little bit as well, especially on the back. I'm going to rotate them around in a minute. There's a lot more exposed mechanical stuff on the back on the G-System version. And the shoulder armor on the standard Nero was changed up quite a bit as well. It's a bit different than the original. This kit does come with parts to make both the standard Nero and the Nero trainer type. Right now this is the trainer type configuration. Got two different color schemes. The standard version has blue-green torso and feet, and the Nero trainer type has sort of a red-orange color. And took me about 3 months to build it. Not all of that time was spent on the Nero, but most of it was. So really went out of my way to make sure everything was done properly and done correctly on this kit, because I did do a resin building and painting tutorial while I was working on this kit. So cleaned up all the parts, did a parts check, washed the parts with purple power, sanded everything down, primer, paint, top coat, weathering, all that good stuff. I went relatively light with the weathering on this kit. I didn't want it to be too awfully beat up looking, so I basically just did a little bit of light dry brushing and then some chipping, and left it at that. I didn't even use pigment powder on this guy. I basically just did bare minimum with the weathering. Alright, I'm going to attempt to rotate him around. He's very, very top heavy, as you can probably guess. So just sort of moving him is a challenge without him falling over. Let's see if I can get him stable enough that he's just going to stand still for me. Alright. And there's the back of the legs. A lot of exposed mechanical stuff back there, as you can see. It looks really cool, though. I really like the way that looks. The backpack looks particularly nice. I like the design of it. We got these big metal thrusters right here that G-System gave us. I did sort of a heat stain paint job on those. It's actually got photo etch parts and more metal parts up inside those metal thrusters. These larger thrusters on the binders up here, those are plastic. Those are actually chrome plated right out of the box, but I wanted to paint those, so I stripped off the chrome plating and just painted those with a gunmetal color, because I figured that like bright shiny chrome just didn't really look appropriate in my opinion. It's got these clear lenses on the cameras, or you can see the one on the back of the head. I really like the way those look. It's got like a silver part mechanical detail up under it, and then it's got the clear lens on top, and I've always loved the way those things look on G-System kits. So it's also got the on the forehead and the lens of the beam rifle as well. And I used magnets on this guy to be able to swap out some of the parts, like the feet. I can swap out the red and the blue parts on the feet with magnets. Some of the other smaller little detail parts I swap out with magnets as well. Some of them I just used brass pins and plastic pegs and things like that. But overall, the swap out is doable. It's tedious, it takes a while to do it, but it is doable. So, alright, I'm going to stop right here and convert this guy to the standard Nero. Okay, so it took about 30 minutes more or less to swap out the trainer parts for the standard parts. And this is the Nero standard type. As you can see, it's got the blue-green color scheme on the feet and the torso. It has larger, different shoulder armor, and does not have the enormous binders that were on the trainer type. I also decided to show off the alternate weapon. This kit does come with a beam saber, molded in clear resin. Painted that clear blue. Thought it turned out pretty snazzy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The backpack is the same. It's not really any different at all. I like this version better, namely because I like the color scheme better, and I just like the simpler design without the giant binders. And it's a lot less top heavy, so this one is a bit more stable. And this is the one that I'm gonna have displayed in my display cabinet. So, really pleased with how this turned out. Couldn't be happier, and definitely a pretty good building experience. Everything went really smoothly on this. Surprisingly smoothly, actually. In fact, the only things that were really kind of frustrating were the wiring for the head, and then the hip joints not wanting to let him stand up. As you can see, he is posable. This kit is fully posable. In fact, the arms are, you know, reasonably posable. I didn't glue the shoulder armor in, obviously, to swap those out. It does have a bit of an internal frame on the shoulder there. It just sort of pegs in on the top right there. But yeah, the has double jointed elbows. It has, you know, the arms can go out. You can hear that ratcheting joint. It's got rotation below the arm. The wrists are just pegged in, so they can just rotate. They don't have any wiggle room. The waist can rotate, but the side skirt is actually connected to the lower torso rather than the waist section, so waist rotation is bare minimum. The skirt armor can move around a little bit. The knees would have had full mobility if I hadn't glued them in place. Or not the knees, the hips, I'm sorry. And then the knees have double joints, and the ankles have forward and back and side to side, and they don't really have any rotation, because the ankle joint is like pegged in way up here, and this piece of armor prevents the ankle from rotating. But it does have side to side and forward and back. So it's a decently posable kit. It just, the weight issues and the fact that it's resin keeps it from really being all that posable. So anyway, I can't think of anything else I need to go over. That completes this project, and this guy's about to go in my display cabinet, and I will start on my next project. So with that, I'll see you guys next time.